going to discuss today as we measure and using metric units in 2.6, the metric system. The metric system is a decimal system of measurement. The metric system has units for length, mass, and capacity. So in your measurements for length, the smallest, we're going to go from the smallest to the largest. Your smallest is your millimeter. We're talking about length. And it is about the thickness of a dime. Millimeter, thickness of a dime. Again, going from smallest to the largest, we're going to go to B, which is a centimeter. Abbreviation is cm. The example is the width of a paper clip. Take notes of each of the abbreviations so you don't have to write out the entire word. In C, the next unit up would be a meter. It's about the height of the back of a chair. M for meter. D is kilometer. KM is abbreviation for that. And it's the example given is 9 football field lengths combined. So 1 kilometer is 9 football field lengths combined. You have heard how people run in kilometers. That is used in the metric system. So we're going to complete the statement using the appropriate metric unit. The width of a textbook is 21 centimeters. 21 centimeters. 21, the width of a large paper clip. Who's got B for me? What do you think B is going to be? Yes? Kilograms or kilometers. The Golden Gate Bridge is about 1,280 kilometers, or km for abbreviation. And the third one? Yes, Lance?
I think a piece of construction paper is 0.4 millimeters thick.
Good. So mm, abbreviated for millimeters. It's the smallest unit. Now we're going to move for mass. As you can see in the previous one, we talked about the measurement for length. We used some examples for it. Now we're going to go to the next category, which is going to be mass, measurements for mass. It's in milligrams, which is mg, which is the smallest unit. And if you're speaking in milligrams, you think of a grain of sand. B, gram, which is a G. It has the mass of about a small paper clip. The next and largest one that we're going to talk about in mass is kilogram. kg, and it has the mass of a textbook, is your example. Kilo is the largest prefix. Milli is the smallest prefix in these measurements. So pay attention to the prefixes of each of these measurements. So look in your textbook on page 85 and let's read that out loud. So in your book, you're looking at a scale, and the scale is asking you to read the mass of the apples. So you need to count each of the tick marks in the scale, and if you would count from the 1 in each tick mark, it would be 1 5/10, 1.5 kilograms. kg is the abbreviation for it. Okay, so look on your next example on page 85, example 3. The mass of a CD is 16. 16 what? Now we're dealing with grams, Lance.
16 grams.
16 grams. What example did we use for a gram?
CD.
Okay, we said CD, but what did we give in our notes, David? Small paper clips. So the mass of a CD is about 16 paper clips. So you need to have that picture in your head when you're asked to determine what it weighs, which unit that you would use. All right, so we're going to complete the statement using the appropriate metric unit. The mass of a refrigerator is 198 what, class? Kilograms. B, the mass of a toothpick is 100 what, class? Milligrams. Somebody other than Lance, and I want to hear the rest of the class. The mass of an insect is 15 what, ladies? Grams. What is a gram? What object can we tell you to think about a gram again? What was it, class? Small paperclip is the gram. Okay, now we're in our last type of measurement in metric units, which is talking about capacity. Again, milli being the smallest prefix, milliliter is little m, capital L. And the example, a visual example that you can think of for a milliliter is an eyedropper. What comes out of an eyedropper? That little drop that comes out of an eyedropper. The next would be a liter. You're probably familiar with liters, talking about how much you drink, how much you need to drink. L, capital L. His example is a large bottle of water. Last one is kiloliter, which again, kilo being the largest amount. Little k, capital L. 8 large trash cans. So if you can picture 8 large trash cans, that's about a kiloliter. So let's complete, we're going to go back to the example on page 4, example 4 on page 86. Look at that measurement. You need to be able to look at a measuring cup and be able to determine what the measurement is. You'll notice that the answer is given. It's 225 milliliters of liquid. Count the tick marks. The tick marks are divided into 25. Whereas the example before, when we were weighing mass, it was 1 tick mark. So in your example on page 86 in your textbook, 225 milliliters. Little m, capital L. Now we're going to copy and complete the statement using the appropriate metric unit. These are capacities. So Mitchell, a bathtub can hold 240 liters. 240. I did not give you the number on that. So a tube of toothpaste can hold 175 milliliters. You would not think there would be, you would not consider the capacity of a tube of toothpaste to be liters. So what would you use for the last one, a capacity of a bird bath? Would you use liters, milliliters, or kiloliters? What would you use? Class? Milliliters? What is a milliliter? Liters. L, capital L. Remember, the milliliters are the drops. So, in recapping, we have discussed the units of measurement in the metric system. Mass, length, and capacity. Please refer to your notes when you need to use this for your homework and graded papers as to benchmarks for each one of these units of measurement.